talk about Mike Gundy.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that Mike Gundy is good for humans. The Ollie Gordon thing pretty much tells you all you need to know. Have him run stairs, right? Mike Gundy has completely flipped on Bedlam. Remember Mike Gundy saying that he doesn't want Bedlam, our fans don't need it, and then when they beat Oklahoma in the last Bedlam game, he broke down crying emotionally? Because, I mean, the game is meaningless, right? Nobody cares about it. So why did you break down crying and stuff? And now, in a shocking turn of events, Mike Gundy says that he wants Bedlam again.
We should do a home and home with OU in the spring. They have I think ours is on, I don't know what the date is, but it's a Saturday prior to the last week, something like that. Okay, so they should come here on the 19th, and I think theirs is earlier in the year. We should go down there and play a home and home in the spring against them. Charge $25 a head. They can use it for NIL. We'll use it for NIL. If they don't want to do 2 in one spring, we can do one here this year, do it there next year, and split the gate.
So now you need Bedlam. Now you need Bedlam.
So wait, let's review. So you got your salary slashed, allegedly because the institution needs $1.5 million more of NIL. You had your entire staff wiped out after what was just an embarrassing year last year. And now you only want to bring Bedlam back because institutions need NIL money. That's the guys. It's not, hey, it would be a great game. It's not, hey, it'd be really good for our kids to maybe compete. He goes on, that's only like 35 seconds or whatever. He goes on for about 2 minutes to talk about how, he wouldn't want it to be a live game because of injury risk, but we would definitely be in pads and, we would be popping and all that. I just think it's weird, dude. Like, this guy had pressure put on him at the end of last season, and now all of a sudden has completely flipped. Now you're Mr. NIL, and you're all in favor of kids getting paid, and everything's awesome. And I just think it's a massive flip. I wish someone would have asked him how much pressure there is on him to get NIL taken care of in the football program from administration. Like, how much pressure is there, Mike, for you to win right now so we can get better funding? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like is written all over this for him.
And again, much like scumbag Michigan and their fans, this isn't even the worst thing that Gundy says. Like, when you look at Gundy talking about Ollie Gordon, or you look like the DUI thing is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
The DUI thing to me is a very big deal. But then he was asked, "Hey, when did you know you had problems on your team, and when did you know you were going to make changes to the coaching staff?"
At what point last year did you know you were going to have to go a severe route like you did of making changes?
So, coaching-wise?
Yeah, in your mind, okay, I got to reshape this.
Yeah, it's something you evaluate all the way through, because my job is to determine how good we are, where are we at talent-wise. We had some issues with injuries last year that were a big setback for us, where we're getting good play, where we're getting poor play, and why that's happening. So really up almost to the end for the most part, because I'm not a big fan of coaching changes. Last year's change was dramatic because new coordinators come in, they want to bring all their own people. And in order for them to run their system, it's hard to say you can't do that.
And so wait, Mike.
Mike.
So you didn't know you were going to make a coaching change until the end. If you didn't know in October, late October at the latest, that you had to make wholesale changes. And again, I just ask you, should Mike Gundy have been fired? And I think the answer is yes. because you listen to him talk about how it's a, until right up until the end, because I don't like making coaching changes because then they got to change all the assistant coaches. You didn't win a conference game, Mike. That's not on injuries. That's on you.
Because it's garbage.
Mike, that's the crazy part about Mike Gundy. It's not the Ollie Gordon DUI thing. It's not that it's the total package, bro. You didn't recruit well. You haven't portaled well. You don't have a quarterback. You haven't replaced your defense. You've done nothing in the portal. And he talks about how time will tell in the next 6 months. Bro, if you don't have a dearth of talent in your program right now, you're not winning this year. And this is what really worries me for the Big 12. Utah and Oak State have to win games, and a lot of them.
Now.
They're two incredibly important programs to this conference. Utah made wholesale changes. Kyle Whittingham talked about it. I think nailed it. And then you have Mike Gundy being like, yeah, I didn't know we had problems until the season was over at the end. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the difference in philosophy is kind of incredible, right? I mean, I was really surprised that Mike was taking the stance of, oh, well, it's something you evaluate throughout the season. And, we didn't really know until the end. And then you've got Utah saying, essentially that they knew that they had to make wholesale changes, that this was not good enough, that, we had to do better in recruiting and NIL, basically just going right at it and saying yeah, it was crappy last year. There's no question about it. We didn't do a good enough job. We had to make changes, and this is what we decided to do. And I almost feel like it's this thing where Mike Gundy and we know this about Mike, he's this mercurial sort of entertainer in his press conferences.
But he used to be. Is he still that fun-loving, mullet-rocking dude?
I mean, sometimes. I don't know that he was that guy in these clips, but
doesn't feel like it.
I mean, the Pepsi cooler thing from last year was a nice moment, I guess. We had some laughs with Mike, but I look at Mike Gundy and I look at that program, and I'm sitting here saying I agree. If you don't have talent that you're already developing right now in preparation for this season, I don't love your chances. And
look at Brigham Young last year, BYU.
Yeah.
What did we tell you? Jake Retzloff has an entire spring, an entire summer. It's his offense. He's the guy. If you don't have somebody in this conference, you better have a quarterback, because you look up to down, top to bottom in this conference.
Right.
You've got quarterbacks all over the place. And I look at the major change that happened from Rich Rod to Whittingham to you name it.
Yeah.
I look no further than Lubbock. Everything's different in Lubbock. That's what systematic change looks like.
And I don't like the assertion that, or not the assertion, the insinuation that Gundy kind of has in his answers about change. I feel like he's insinuating change was only made at the end of the year after they were able to look back and evaluate everything.
Right.
That insinuation tells me that you're coaching games, not understanding that 3-9 or whatever you finished at is just not good enough. That our offense and our defense is terrible, and that's why we should fire coordinators. Not because all their support staff and their people are part of that process. I didn't love that out of him. I would have preferred him to say, "Hey, dude, just get to it."
It's what James said. Part of the reason that I used to respect Mike Gundy is he didn't willy-nilly fire coordinators but there is a difference between I don't do this to I know I need to do this. You should have gone. If you go back, this season wasn't lost by the coordinators. It was lost when you didn't instill discipline on Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
That's because what was Oak State football last year? Wildly undisciplined. Lack of execution, right? Consistently inconsistent. That's what should worry you if you're an Oklahoma State fan. The DUI thing, I find it sad that the run the stairs thing that Oak State James is so famous for on this show. I don't find it very dissimilar to Ferris Khan supporting Matt Weiss. I don't find it. I think when you have a football player of any caliber and skill level committing crimes, they cannot play football. Not at your university. But can you imagine if Michigan had taken the correct and proper action, they don't win a national championship.
No.
Jim Harbaugh, when the Stallions thing came out, Jim Harbaugh should have been suspended for the rest of the year. Point blank, not suspended for Saturday game days where he can meet with the team before they go to the stadium, at the hotel, on the road. Suspended. No contact, cannot come to the facility. You're out for the rest of the year. We are Michigan. We have morals and ethics.
Yeah.
We are never going to support cheating.
Where's the pride in what you're doing, man?
Can you imagine if you were Oak State? Ollie Gordon gets this DUI. Ollie, you're going to miss the first. I would have suspended him a month. That kid's life is in danger. Did we learn nothing at Georgia? Cars and kids, a lot of times danger happens.
Yeah.
And then you throw in alcohol. I don't care if Ollie Gordon is the greatest running back anybody's ever seen. Can't have him on the field. He's got to understand that he's putting his life and others at risk. But we don't do that because we want to win football games. So Matt Weiss is allowed to do his thing with the Harbaugh family for a decade. Connor Stallions is allowed to do his thing. He was a lone wolf. What did you want us to do? He was allowed to do his thing. Right? Ollie Gordon allowed to do, like, the list is endless.
Yes.
The pedophilia at Penn State, wrestling at Ohio State, Michigan, like, just keep going. It's allowed to happen because people care about winning games more than they do about being good humans.
Yes.
So, Mike Smith, let's just call him Gundy or Mike Gundy. I do not want to hear Mike alone, as I do not want my name associated with that Mike.
Makes me want to puke.
I mean, that's fair, dude. That is fair.
Loner Phone says Gundy is a joke. No, Mike Gundy is a hell of a football coach who's lost his way and should have been fired this past summer or winter. Should have been fired when the season ended. You guys understand, you cut his pay. You immediately said, we don't think you're going to win next year.
And now dude is so on his heels that now he's an advocate to bring Bedlam back.
Wait. You cut his pay so you could afford more NIL, but now you want to bring Bedlam back for NIL money.
Okay.
Is Oklahoma State poor? No, they're not. How on earth are you looking for pennies in the couch cushions? That's crazy. Brandon Butler, Gundy has his shtick in. Gundy and his shtick are played out and tired and don't work anymore. I would agree with that. Rock and Rant. Mike Gundy, before Texas Tech went to town in this offseason on NIL portal, please let us know who in the Big 12 was so dramatically overspending compared to you that resulted in all of your losing. No, I'll sit here and you know who was spending? BYU was spending. Colorado was spending. And what did they do? They competed at the top of the conference.
Yep.
Damon Bolden, you may have already discussed this, but this is a hell of a staff at Colorado. My God.
Dude.
Are you out of your mind?
Marshall Faulk on his own is crazy.
But look at the job Warren Sapp did there.
Yeah.
I mean, completely transformed their defensive line play. Prime, Warren Sapp, Falk, Byron Leftwich, DeMonte Pecco, Pat Shermer, Robert Livingston. I mean, Andre Garode. Yeah, absolutely. He's
crushing.
And we talked about this when he was supposedly, and I say supposedly, talking to the Cowboys. That's a great stat. I would send my kid to play for Prime every single day. Mike Smith, Mountain Mama. Gundy did not want to change.
Hey, you read that wrong. Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mike did not want. Gundy did not want to change. He was forced to change or he would be gone. I would agree with that.
I would agree.
I would agree with that. Rock and rant. Now we know why Gundy had the mullet, not enough money to pay for a full haircut.
Dude, 100%, dude. 100%, bro. Only on the sides.
I need Bedlam so I can get my hair cut.
Yeah.
Boy.
I want my mullet and visor look back.
Tarrant County Pete. Good to see you, Pete. If Gundy is win at all cost, how is it he kicked Tyreek Hill off his team? I mean, you could be right, but okay. But then my question is, why was Ollie Gordon allowed to play with no punishment? And why did you so publicly say there would be no punishment?
His punishment was being accountable for it in the media.
Yeah. Oak State James for $5 hairs. For the record. Okay, everybody write this down. It's for the record.
FTR.
It's for the record.
Yeah.
Is that I got a dog when I shouldn't have speak for?
Yeah, FTR, okay.
See what it's full circle. For the record, I admitted last week that I was wrong about Ollie Gordon when you said he should run stairs for his DUI. Ferris is still singing Michigan. Look, I'm not the bad guy. Okay, I'm not the bad guy anymore.
I'm chilling in the ops building while you guys are talking about Matt Weiss.
Listen, almost a year later here in the IPF, I'm admitting Ollie Gordon is a drunkard.
Hey, look here,
but Ferris is still supporting, stealing people's nudies. But,
By the way, learn the lesson. Don't put D pics in the cloud. Okay, thank you.
I just will continue to say when you have dudes like Matt Weiss who we don't know, how many Matt Weisses are out there? We don't know who they are.
Yes.
Don't take nude photos, please. I'm begging you.
Thank you.
Stop taking D pics. You got talk to your. I took a mountain of poop in the comment section yesterday because I said, talk to your young kids, your 12, 13, 14. And I'll say this, any kid that's got a cell phone, talk to them about this story. I don't care if they're 5 or if they're 15. Talk to your kids. If you're going to give them a cell phone, give them knowledge and say, do not take nude photos of yourself with this cell phone.
Yeah.
Because here's what happens. And you'll never have these 150,000 student athletes that Matt Weiss allegedly hacked in this database will never have peace of mind. Never will you have peace of mind. Does being a great player automatically mean you're a great coach? Lots of examples where that has not been the case. I don't think that's the case at all. I think the Kyle Whittingham's, Mike Gundy is not a bad coach. Let's get this very clear. Let's get it right.
For
Mike
the record.
Gundy, thank you. FTR.
Yeah.
Mike Gundy's not a bad coach.
Right.
He's a coach that isn't a good coach anymore. And now he's had a lot of his tools taken from him that would help him be a good coach. Like, I don't know, job security to recruits. It matters. So, replica.
Wow.
I feel like people in Stillwater want to do the bare minimum to keep their jobs, even though their athletics department is a disaster. I'm worried Oak State will be left behind under the current leadership.
Already being left behind, man. With all due respect, you're already way behind.
Way
opinion.
behind. Big Papa War Machine. I talk a lot of mess about Aranda, but he did kick a kid off the team after he stole a pair of AirPods. And I think you should have zero tolerance.
And Monty, Mr. Clean had a nice bounce back season. That 8-5 record was really something special. It's sensational.
The way I would handle student athletes like this is, hey, you got a DUI? Okay, we're going to sit you down. We're going to sit you down. You're not going to play. You have to earn your way back to the football team. And that means that you are going to do a ton of community service. You are going to take whatever it is, workshops, classes, to understand the impact that DUIs have on the families of those who were hit and killed by drunk drivers. But you will, if this is who you are, you cannot play football here. So show me this is not who you are. Did you steal those AirPods? Okay. Now I think you're a thief. And a thief is the worst kind of criminal because we can't trust you. Somebody that would steal, you're going to have to show us you're not that guy anymore.
And good luck with that.
So that's how I would handle it. I just didn't. It is what it is. Capazzo, there are more sexual perverts out there than anyone cares to know about. It's rampant and never will go away, says a guy who's in law enforcement.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. You don't want to know who your neighbor is. You don't want to know. Yes, camera use in intimate moments is not wise. Please do not videotape yourself making new babies. Do not, please talk to your kids. Please, please, please talk to your kids. I'm begging you. Troy Taylor, Stanford is now another complete restart. At least they aren't afraid to do it like Oak State.
But what have they done, though? They're not just tearing the whole thing down willy-nilly. Andrew Luck has a vision,
and
a
he
plan.
very publicly said, we no longer want to go forward with this particular human being as our football coach.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you have to do. The Gunder has gotten too comfortable and needed that shakeup. He might get back to being a good coach. That doesn't mean he will be a good human being. No, it does not.
Yeah,
No,
we'll see, man. I didn't get the sense, and again, it's just a media availability. Totally get it. But I didn't really get the sense that he was like rejuvenated or like had this kind of new, as you said, like restart or whatever, kickstart type energy about him. I kind of felt like Mike was who we know Mike to be, with all due respect. Somebody.
You can't be a good old boy anymore.
No, you can't. And Gundy's the best example of it, in my opinion, in coaching right now. But that Southern twang, program style conversation.
Shouldn't it be a privilege to play at your university?
It should be. Yeah. Yeah, it should be.
And again, I'll go back to Deion Sanders. It's a privilege to play football at Colorado. It's a privilege to get the education you're getting at Colorado. And you got to earn that privilege every day. And, the problem is that you have these kids now who will just get in the portal. Oh, they're not going to let me play. I'm going to get in the portal. Okay. We can't have you in this version of you. We can't have you play at Oak State.
Yeah.
So if you feel like getting in the portal is the best way to handle your DUI, I think it speaks volumes about your character. So you should get in the portal. Let me help you get in the portal. Like, hold the door for him.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that play out.
Yeah, I agree. The portal NIL stuff started to weed out some coaches with old school mentalities. Those who do not adapt will fail. Totally agree.
Yep.
100%. 100%. Norge, good point, Monty, but doesn't the entitled kids say, I'm in the portal tomorrow? Yeah. But look at the entitled, that cornerback kid. I can't remember his name now at Colorado. I don't know his name because we have no idea whatever happened to him.
Oh, yeah.
The kid that went to Deion as the number one corner in the country and wouldn't work hard, didn't want to watch film. I can't remember his name, but didn't want to work hard. And so they let him transfer. And where has he gone? I have no idea. Can't remember the kid's
Cormani
name.
McClain.
Yes, Cormani McClain. I wanted to see Antonio Cromartie. Cormani McClain.
Yeah.
Where is he now? Like, that's the question. I don't know where he is. You can take photos while soaking in the hot tub. Exactly right. That's exactly right. Andrew Luck is lucky to have a father that has experienced being an AD and control over conferences. That's true. Oliver Luck is Andrew Luck's dad. I am sure he has learned from him and probably got advice from him. I would think so.
Well, think about, as the joke goes, the big brain on Andrew, right? I mean, this is a guy who was a savant of football.
Yes.
Absolute savage at the quarterback position. Beat you mentally and then beat you physically. And retired in shocking fashion. And I do think that it's really fitting that a guy with that story is spearheading Stanford football right now. And I look at it and I say, yeah, you know what? Like, this is probably going to be a 5-year process, honestly. Like, it's probably going to take them, a year and a half to really find that candidate that's going to lead them on the field over the next 5 to 7 seasons into a better place. I mean, again, this hire, when you really start taking it seriously that you want to win football games, like just like we're talking about with Gundy, you gotta hire a head coach that kids are gonna want to play for, that kids actually respect. Because that's the truth about NIL and portal now, is it not? Like, it's just another layer removed from the head coach's ability to keep a kid. So what do head coaches have to do now? They got to earn the kid's respect. Yep. And they got to be a place that the kid wants to go. And that's the change.
Yeah. And then you have to deal with all the other challenges of the Matt Weisses of the world. Chewy Gonzalez for $2. Gundy needs that NIL fundy. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. All right, let's get to the NFL as always, presented by our friends at Prize Picks. Guys.
Monty?
Prize Picks always gives you free picks, right? I think we all know this. Cooper Flag is the free pick for the tournament. Cooper Flag is I said Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Cooper in the Pooper is half a point against Arizona.
Okay, we're going to take him.
Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Monty to open a new Prize Picks account, and you're going to have to work really hard to screw this up. Cooper Flag for half a point. You deposit $5 in a new Prize Picks account, they're going to give you 50 more. And then go get the Cooper Flag free pick. It's amazing. The NCAA tournament on Prize Picks is amazing because I'm going to take in the Pooper for Cooper. Right. I'm going to take Tyrese Proctor, 20 points, rebounds, and assists. That's an easy one. I think, boy, Walter Clayton from Florida, that's almost a slam dunk. Almost a slam dunk. His Demon's 24.5. I don't think I can do a Demon. I think I'm going to go Walter Clayton for 20 points, rebounds, and assists. And then, let's just do a points one. I mean, do you go? It's tough. Grant Nelson's 11.5 points against BYU. I think I got to take that. Those are my three right there. I'm going to go Cooper Flag for half a point more. Walter Clayton Jr., 20 points more points. And then Grant Nelson, 11.5 points. Flex play, $20 to win 45. Done.
Boom.
It is that simple.
Boom.
When you get Cooper Flag on a 1 point, will he score? Will Cooper Flag score 1 point? Yeah, he will. You win. Cooper Flag, find one more, 3-pick flex play. You win almost every time. That's how I'm over $1,000 on Prize Picks. It's not rocket science. It is not rocket science. All you have to do is download the app, use the promo code Monty, open a new Prize Picks account with the promo code Monty. You deposit $5, they'll give you 50 more instantly. It is one of the greatest fantasy promotions I've ever seen.